Hey you guys, it's Jane. Happy Friday. I want to show you some more Iron Orchid paint inlay magic today. So I want to show you, hopefully this is going to turn out okay, this cute little antique doll dresser or salesman sample with a mirror. I'm going to be taking the inlay off. I applied it, and if you missed that the other day, you can go to Surface Anthology on YouTube and watch the video of how to apply the paint inlays. You can also look in my videos on Surface Anthology, the Facebook page, in the Surface Anthology Society, my free group, or over at the Truck Mercantile Facebook page. So I applied this, I've let it dry for over an hour, and I have it, this is the top of the little dresser, and this is the base of the little dresser. And yes, I have all the drawers pushed in, and then I applied that fresh coat of paint and applied my paint inlay. So we'll see how that came out. And I also have it on the little mirror, which I'll bring over when I get this one done. So to take these off, if you remember, hey Cheryl, oh, how are you? How's Charlottesville? It's snowy and beautiful here in Connecticut. I've been out, like, look at me. My hair got snowed on. Oh, it's crazy. I hope you're doing well down there. All right, so here we go. We just apply a mist of water, or you could just use a damp rag. But we want to wet this a little bit so that the paper will release. So I did and you can really see the inlay then. And then I'm just going to take this and do the same thing. I love these misting bottles because it's not like a giant squirt. And then I'm going to use my natural sea sponge just to kind of help it moisten the paper, because I want this to pull off easily. And there's some parts that still look a little bit dry to me. All right, so did that. We'll do it to the front here. I collect these just like I do these little, I don't know, anytime I see tiny furniture, I have to have it. It's the same with those wooden jewelry boxes, which I love to paint. I cannot resist. All right, this looks good except for right there. So all we do is lift up the paper. This is the big reveal. And there it is. Oop, and this one's ripping a little. So what I'm going to do is just lift that. And there we go. Wow, this came out really well. Look at that. Now, like I said yesterday, do not throw out these pages, the inlay that's used, because you can use it over and over again. You just kind of lay those out flat to dry. But boy, that was like almost perfect. And I love it on top of this color. That looks really cool. All right, now let's try the draws. So actually, I think I'm going to start from the bottom. And here we go. And remember, like I said yesterday, yes, exactly, Cheryl. Cheryl just pointed out that the second iteration, I love that word, of the inlay it's soft and faded. It's like an antique chintz that you'd see in a little English cottage. And you're absolutely right. It's really, really beautiful. All right. So the only thing different that's happening to me today, and it might be because I didn't wet the edges enough, is that it's tearing a little bit at the edge. And don't pull it up. You kind of pull it, I don't know what angle this would be. Okay. Beautiful. Now what I'm going to do, because I did do this on another little piece that I have, is I just took an X-Acto blade and for any areas that might have fused with the paint while it's still damp. So once my live is done, I'm going to go in and I'm just going to score around the draws, and then hopefully they'll come out. Oh yeah, draws. See, Cheryl? Cheryl, what is that from? It's New England. I know. I say draws, and it sounds like draws, like you're pulling up your draws. Isn't that funny, Cheryl? It gives away where we're from, right? All right, so I'm loving this. I'm going to push it aside, and I'm going to show you the mirror, which I did something a little different. And then after this, we're going to be testing waxes and matte varnish, because there's a lot of talk about how to finish these, because they have to be finished. You have to put something on it. Okay, so here's the mirror. And I had a scrap on the bottom here, which I put down, and then it's got kind of an ornate top. So I basically painted it and I matched the design because I want it to kind of be seamless. So that's what I did. So let's see how this came out. So I'm gonna spray it on, trying not to wet the inlay too much. I haven't used, that's not attached. Where's my natural sponge? And I'm just gonna press this moisture in. And actually what I think I'll do is use my sea sponge to get up here and wet that. And the reason we wet it is just so that that releases from the dried paint. And this is all chalk paint. This is not any kind of fancy paint. It's just straightforward chalk paint with no top coat. This is actually, Cheryl is asking if this is a gray or a lavender. It's a color called Amethyst by Authentico. It's vintage. It's their classic style chalk paint. All right, so it is. And I never use purple, but I loved this one, so I had to use it. All right, and I'm going to wet this. And also, and they say to let this kind of, the moisture sit on it for about 30 seconds. So where should I am going to start with this one. Yeah, and there's that little tear. Maybe I'll go up here. And it happened here too. So that's something to keep. It's not a big deal because you could pull it off, but that's something to keep in mind as you're doing this. Okay, I got it. I'll just pull this off. All right, put this aside. Oh my God, that's so pretty. I just love these, I really do. Okay, let's get the top here. And there it is. I'm actually going to lay this on the floor. My dogs aren't here to walk all over. So there's the little, I mean, how feminine is that? It is so sweet. That's the little mirror that goes on top of, I don't have enough room here, but it goes on top of, let's see, I don't want to wreck this, the little dresser. So you get the point. So I love it. And I am having better luck with getting a really good bonding with just a straight chalk paint with no built-in sealer or anything like that. Though I know, that's me, I know that there are people who are using Fusion and different lines of paint who are getting really good luck. So you just have to test the paint that you use. Do a little test before you commit, especially to a big, isn't it adorable? I know, Cheryl, it's like I go into antique shops and thrift stores and I see those and I'm like, the most I ever paid for one, and it's where I keep my jewelry, and it is a real salesman sample. It's back when antiques were going for a lot. It was $250. I had to have it. All right, so these are from the other day, and we're going to be doing Miss Mustard Seeds wax, Authentico clear wax, and then a matte sealer. We're going to see how it is. This is on, the base is a chalk paint by Amy Howard at Home with a built-in top coat. So let's see how that is, because some people were getting some smearing, and that's why I really want to test. Getting my pages out of here. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to try Miss Mustard Seed down on this one. And here it is close up. I didn't get the best bond, but I do like the way that it looks. Kind of chippy and old. I love that. So I'm using a natural bristle brush. And the great thing about Miss Mustard Seed is that you just brush it on and let it dry. No fancy pulling it off or anything like that. So let's see. All right. And you saw me go over that a bunch of times. No blurring, nothing. And this has dried for over 24 hours. So it looks really good. So Miss Mustard Seed wax works. Put that aside. Let's try the Authentico next. All right. Same thing. You don't need to brush it off or anything. You just apply it. I apply it with this natural bristle brush. And again, looks really good. Step back cupboards, Cheryl. Can you imagine if there was a convention for, there probably is a convention for people who collect these little tiny pieces of furniture. Oh my God. Oh, I love it. I do. I love it. I actually have a friend who's an antique dealer, and he built a shelf around all the rooms in his home for his collection, and they are amazing. You guys, I did really well here with the Authentico clear wax, the Miss Mustard Seed clear wax, no blurring, no issues at all. So there you go. Those two are good. And that again is on the base is Amy Howard at Home One Step Paint, which is a chalk paint with a built-in sealer. All right. Next, I'm using now we're gonna do a matte sealer. So this is a poly sealer. This is Amy Howard at Home. It's brand new stuff. So all I need is my can opener. And I did see the sisters, the Iron Orchid sisters, what they were doing with, for some ones that are having issues with blurring, they would actually spritz on, mix a sealer like this, a matte sealer, with a little water and spritz it on, let it set, and then brush it on. I'm just gonna brush it on and see, hope for the best. I mix this really well, and I'm just using a little synthetic brush, 1-inch brush. And again, I'm loving it. I'm seeing absolutely no blurring. So there. It's a little bit milky because that's how these sealers are, and they dry clear. So far so good. We have one more little test, and that is for, you remember these IKEA magazine holders, because I have a ridiculous amount of magazines. And there's certain ones I never throw away, like my Martha Stewart magazines, my Milieu magazines, and some other ones. Oh, see, yes, she made it. So Ellen of, no, Lynn, I always call her Ellen. Lynn of Ellen J. Goods, yeah, she made, I've seen people do that, a mist. And it looks like Cheryl, though, whatever I'm using, I don't want to jinx myself. Whatever I'm using here, I haven't had that issue. So it might be also that I've let these really, really dry. I don't think I would do it the same day, even if it felt dry to the touch. I would definitely let the inlays, everything dry for at least 24 hours. All right. So what I'm going to do, because I only have 2 of these done so far, I'll do this one, half Authentico and half Miss Mustard Seed Wax. Now, you guys, this is on the base of Authentico Vintage, just pure chalk paint, no built-in. So that's the big, no built-in top coat. That's the big difference. So this is the Miss Mustard Seed. That looks really good, and I'm going over that a little bit. See how it makes the inlay a little bit more vibrant, and that'll tone down once it dries, but it does, wax gives a beautiful vibrancy to paint that nothing else does. All right, and now we'll try the Authentico on the top. It looks really good, you guys. So again, even on the true pure chalk paint, it's fine, the 2 waxes. And last thing we'll try on that is the matte sealer. All right, where's my brush? I've got, you can't see off camera, a very big piece of furniture next to me that I'm painting. And we're actually doing in the Surface Anthology membership, and it's like getting too close. All right, you guys, here is the Amy Howard at home, and it's the matte sealer. And it looks really good. No issues at all. So there you go. Beautiful. So I have used 2 different types of chalk paint and 3 different types of top coats, 2 waxes and a matte sealer, and I've had absolutely no blurring, no nothing. So I think for me, it might be Oh, thanks, Cheryl. Thanks, Cheryl. And thanks for joining me. Cheryl's wonderful. She makes me feel so good. And I love Cheryl watches my YouTube channel, my videos. And you guys, that's where I put all my lives and everything over on YouTube. And Cheryl, it means so much to me that you watch and that you comment. And hopefully you're learning something. I think you're pretty knowledgeable yourself, darling. She was telling me every time I look at a scallop shell, I have no idea what that is. But now I'm not going to forget because Cheryl, she gave me a nice little sentence that I'm going to always relate to that shell. So I'll know what it is. Anyway, I appreciate that very, very much. So that's it, you guys. I have had very good luck with these. I love them. I'm almost out of the inlays come with 8 pages, and I've done a lot of projects here with those 8 pages just from one. So you get a lot out of them, and they're absolutely beautiful. They're very, very unique. I don't know of any other company that has created anything like this. So I'm thrilled. Any questions, you guys, please ask in the comments. Cheryl, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day today and a great weekend. Happy painting, everybody. I'll see you next time. Take care.